We had a large home in the Hollywood Hills. Dad had gone. He was the attorney for the Mary Astor, who was an early movie star, very well known, and her family. So she wanted him to come up and be sure everything went all right. She was auctioning off the house that her parents lived in. So anyway, he went, and Irene was with him at the time. And anyway, it was my mother. That was quite a while before Irene. And so she bid on a piano. He said, we have to buy something. So she bid on a piano. Said the girls would enjoy taking music lessons. So she got that. Well, then my dad, when the house itself came up for sale, my dad bid on it at the lowest acceptable bid. And since it was a huge Ramley house with a huge yard, and this was in the Depression, nobody else bid. So we went out of living in a modest house, almost like a tract house on Kingsley Avenue in L.A., and up to this huge house, which was very impressive but not very well kept up.
This is the one with the pool in the back?
We had a pool that was wound around to look like extreme, and it had a bridge over it, and the walls were rocks that had been hand-picked. This would have been in the late 20s. Had been hand-picked to look like actual rock walls. And anyway, but at one point, what Guy wants me to mention is, my brother and I were up, and there was a portico, like a bridge that went over the driveway that was part of the house. And we used to go out and play on that. And we both had sleeping bags over our heads. So we would, and have this portico had about a foot and a half ledge around it. So the two of us went out and played. We were playing hide and go seek.
So this is up above?
Above the driveway.
Above the driveway.
On the second story.
On the second story. And it's like part of the roof?
I'm not
part of the roof.
Sort of, the low part. So anyway, so we were wandering around there, and finally I kicked something. I said to Willie, I found you, and I stepped over it. But it wasn't Willie, it was the side of the portico.
And you were wearing?
Sleeping bags on our heads. Yeah.
So you couldn't see anything?
No, obviously. So anyway, both two sides, one side of this was the house, the porch on the house, two sides were the driveway, and the fourth side, luckily I went over, was hard grass. But anyway, I remember I was in 8th grade, and I went to the hospital for several days after that. Didn't break anything. But I remember I couldn't blow my nose for 2 or 3 weeks because all the air had been knocked out. And let's see, anything else that you could think of?
You stepped over the ledge
and fell down and landed on my back.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, I was young and flexible.
Well, except this new house, I still have very, very vague memories about going to the swimming pool.
Yeah.
And there was dressing rooms down there, and they were like caves.
Yeah, they were, again, out of this picked-out rock, and they had big wooden doors on them with little holes and little windows and iron grates around it. And the whole house and yard, it was several acres in the hills, and it was surrounded by a iron fence, black iron fence that had, what do you call them?
The points?
Points sticking up all around them, and I missed those too when I went over. So, but anyways, it was a pretty exciting house to live in. The people all around us were fairly wealthy, and at the top of the hill was a monastery, and but I never met any of the neighbors. You know, they were big estates up there. So
you said this was Mary Astor's
parents' home.
Parents' house.
She bought it for them.
She was a very famous actress.
In fact, I have a book up here that shows a picture of the house.
Oh.
She wrote an autobiography. I'll have to show it to you.
I want to capture that. I want to take that with me.
I don't know what you asked something about the ranch.
Did you have any parties around the swimming pool?
Oh, yeah. And when I was in college, we had quite a few, too.